Alright, so if you're a Stranger Things fan, I can only assume that you've seen season 3, and it was pretty heat. Alright, now to start off this video, I will say that Stranger Things Season 3 was not as good as Season 1 and 2. That's just my opinion. The reason I say that is because it just didn't feel like Stranger Things. If I could rewatch Stranger Things Season 3 without remembering what it was about versus watching Stranger Things Season 1 and 2 again and not remembering what it's about, I mean, I'd honestly pick 1 and 2 or just 1 or 2. Those seasons were just like, they hit different. One thing I did on accident when I was watching the show, instead of clicking on Season 3 Episode 1, I accidentally clicked on Season 1 Episode 2.
Oh my god.
Episode 2 of Season 1. It started off with like Elle, and you get to see how weird Elle is and how antisocial she is. But when Season 3 started off, it's just like, she's completely different. Like, I couldn't even fathom her behavior. Her and Mike over here in the bed, clapping each other's cheeks. They weren't actually doing that. They were just kissing. I don't know what's wrong with me. I kind of hate how their relationship was portrayed at the beginning of Season 3. They reminded me of a high school / middle school relationship, if you ever seen one of those. You know, when you see those relationships in the hallway, and they speaking to each other as if it's their last day seeing each other, and they're like hugging on each other and kissing on each other like it's the last day on earth and all that. That's what Mike and Elle's relationship reminded me of. It was kind of weird because in Season 2, they had hyped up Mike and Elle's relationship like so hard. Like, and even at the end with like the kiss, and I was like, oh, things are serious now. But then I had to remember, like, these niggas are like teenagers. This relationship isn't like serious. It's not like they just got married. When they broke up, I didn't think it was a big deal because I was like, it's Mike and Elle. Like, they're gonna eventually be back together. While I was watching the show, and they were like, all the characters were put in this like all these dangerous situations. It didn't really feel dangerous to me. Nancy, for example, Nancy was stuck in a hospital with a mini mind slayer. The whole time she was stuck in this hospital room with this mini mind slayer, and the mind slayer is just a mind. If you've seen Stranger Things, you know what the mind slayer is. She was basically gonna die. There was no like hope. It didn't look like there was any hope for her. But while I was watching it, I knew she wasn't gonna die because I was like, bro, like she has way too much plot armor. I'm not gonna say it's the show's fault because I knew that Nancy wasn't gonna die. That's not even like their fault. That's just because I've been watching a lot of anime. And you know, in anime, there's a lot of plot armor. So you know, I've just gotten a good grasp what characters are gonna die and what characters aren't gonna die. The one time this did catch me off guard was Hopper's death because I just really didn't want that dude to die. I'm not gonna lie and say he was my favorite character, but like he was a pretty good character. Like if you watch Stranger Things Season 1 and Season 2, like he was just a really good character. He was a dad ass nigga. Speaking of characters, the characters, I really do like how each character is developed through the series. I'm not gonna say each and every character's had serious character development. I mean, they didn't really have character development. They're just like growing, and it was just like you get to see them transition from kids to teenagers. That's really it throughout the show. It's not really like super character development. There's only probably like 3 characters I would say who went through like some super character development. Now it's time to talk about, you know, the main 4 characters because I forgot that there were 4. I initially had 3, but now there's 4 because I forgot about Elle. Steve character development, I already went over that a bit, but he went from being like a douchebag to like he like eased into it. Like once he like got more involved with the kids and like Destiny, they did that whole thing in that junkyard where they kill all those demodogs. Like that's when like I realized like, oh, he was becoming a better person. Or I mean, when he really went into his transition from a douchebag to like a normal person after Will's big brother, I forgot his name, I'm sorry. He really did knock some sense into him. I don't know if you can really call what Billy had character development because he literally was a douchebag from Season 2 because that's when he was introduced. All the way to the end of Season 3. I mean, he wasn't really a douchebag all the way to the end of Season 3 because he was kind of like, he was being mind controlled, but he was still a douchebag. Like, let's say he was a mind controller, he was still going to be a douchebag regardless. So, I mean, like, he was a douchebag from all the way to Season 2 to the end of Season 3 where Elle had told him about his mom and how all the good times he had with his mom and stuff like that. Elle had told him about it as he was finna kill Elle. And then this man had said, oh, so he like died risking his life for Elle. That was probably the nicest thing he did the whole show. It was really cool though, because you got this big monster shooting this fucking tentacles at this dude Billy, and Billy's like trying his best to hold it off. That was like some anime type stuff. He dead ass went plus ultra. That was really cool. And Hopper had some, he really did have some super good character development. Honestly, I thought he was, when I first was introduced to Hopper, like I really thought that nigga was gonna die like before the season 1 ended. Then I see he didn't die in Season 1. I really thought he was gonna die in Season 2, but after Season 2 was over, I realized, alright, you're a dad ass nigga, so you're not gonna die. but then you know he died. Season 3, they really did that to us. I watched through the credits, and they're gonna have like a season 4 because they left us on kind of a cliffhanger. It's not really like a big cliffhanger. They showed some random Russian prison, and they showed like they selected a prisoner. They put him in a cage with some Demogorgon. Like at first I thought it was a Demodog, but it was like a full-on like growing Demogorgon. And they put him in there. But when I saw the Demogorgon, I was like, he was kind of scrawny. He didn't look that scary. It was just kind of like, why is this a thing? Like I really don't understand how they're finna. Like they literally, like these niggas and the main characters in the show literally just got through from fighting a mind flayer, like the god of Demogorgons. So y'all just gonna put a normal Demogorgon? Like, is that about to be a villain in the show? Or y'all just, it's finna be like y'all versus the Russians? I mean, they did kind of separate Elle from literally everybody else. I still don't see why Elle went with Will's parents. Like, I don't see why she went with Joyce and them when Mike's parents are literally rich. Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, she could have, like, she just went with these people who deadass was living in the shack when she could have just stayed with the people who, you know, she could have stayed with her boyfriend first off, and then she could have stayed in a nice home. They could have built her a tent, you know, in the basement. They could have had some good flashback times, but no, she wanted to go with Will for some reason. I did like how they did the note thing, like with Hopper's note, because Hopper had written this note earlier in the season where he was supposed to, you know, give Mike and Elle a speech about how, you know, much they've been kissing and how he wants that to kind of stop, or not really stop, because when you actually read the note, it really, like, the way they portrayed this note that was meant just to be like, you know, a speech for Elle and Mike to stop kissing so much, the way they made that into like a goodbye note for Hopper, that was really good. That was really well done, because you, like, if you read that without context, you would swear that was a goodbye note, because that was just the way they did that was just well done. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't see how season 4 is gonna go. As much as I love Stranger Things, I don't want it to go on forever, because it's kind of like, you know, the same. I don't want it to get too repetitive, because, you know, first season it was the Demogorgon, second season Demodogs, third season Mind Slayer, and like Mind Flayer, I mean. And now what? Fourth season they're about to be Demogorgons again. Like I mean, like, I don't want it to get repetitive. Like, I just want the show to have a really good ending. We're gonna have to wait another 2 years before we get season 4, but I hope it's good. I hope they add some different, but like still get that Stranger Things feel. Hopefully it don't end up bad, because I would really be sad if it ended up bad. I really thought season 3 was going to be the last season, but I mean, like, that would have been kind of trash if they ended it off. Well, Hopper's death, like, we need somebody there, because that's kind of trash for Joyce if you really think about it. Joyce had a husband, had 2 kids with him, he left. Then she had, I don't know why I'm talking about Joyce's love life right now. Anyway, overall, this season I will rate it a 7 out of 10. It was really good, but it was just like the moments just wasn't surprising to me. But I'm rating it low because it just didn't have that. It's not really a low rating, but the reason it's not like an 8 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 is because it just really didn't feel like a Stranger Things season to me. But yeah, I'm going to end the video here.
All the words I had to say, they don't mean nothing to you. What the hell on the way? There is nothing better. All we had to do is touch. There was the best inside.